Welcome. I'm super excited because today we're going to do yoga boot camp plus weights. So you will need, if you want, 2 hand weights. If you don't usually use weights, then I would go with no weights or maybe some 3-pound weights or less. I haven't done this style of yoga. More exercise than yoga, but the moves are derived from yoga poses and we add weights onto them. Anyway, I haven't done this style for a couple of years, so I'm only using 5-pound weights. However, in the past, I've gone all the way up to 8 to 10-pound weights. So if you are a weight user, typically, then you can increase the weights. If you have a dog to add to your practice today, that is always a fun way to stay present. So we'll begin by coming on to our mats or whatever you have in all fours. We're going to do a little warm up without the weights before adding them on in the main series. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, a soft bend at the elbows. Take an open-hearted inhale, gently arching from the mid and upper back. Low back lengthens. As you exhale, round your spine, release your tailbone downward, and drop the crown of your head towards the ground. Inhale, open your heart for cow spine, and exhale, round your back to cat. Inhale, brings your chest forward. Exhale, belly button elevates to the spine. 2 more times. Last one. Oh my goodness, Diesel, thank you for moving. And coming back to center, neutral, stacked spine. We'll keep our right hand as our root, a soft bend at the right elbow. My right wrist is under my shoulder. I'm going to inhale, adding open rotation from the rib cage up as I extend my left arm out or reach it up. Exhale and lowering down. Switch sides. Inhale, open twist towards your right. Exhale, releasing. And one more each side. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Come back to center. Stacking knees under the hips. We'll slide our right leg back, leveling your hips all the time. So think of gently drawing the right hip down till it feels aligned with the left. Then you can decide if you want to float the right foot or extend your right leg back behind you. You could point the toes. You could go between flexed and pointed foot. Or I really love anytime the leg is lifted behind me to flex my foot because I feel that it engages my hamstrings and my right glute more. So do what you want with that information. Come to your left fingertips, raise or extend your left arm reaching forward. Balancing table aligns your head, neck, and spine, always trying to find that alignment when we can. As you exhale, if you want to make it harder, bird dog flow. Bend from the right knee, left elbow, draw them towards each other. Gentle close twist. Inhale, extend. Exhale and flow for 3 with your breath. Last one. Inhale, balancing table. Flip your left palm down towards the ground. And release hand and knee. We'll switch sides before you do. You can rock slowly back and forth a couple of times if you'd like. Maybe 2 more. And come to center. Slide your left leg back. Shoulders drawing down the back and towards each other gently so the neck is long, the heart is open. And then adding right fingertips, raise or extend right arm reaching forward. Take a breath. Feel your alignment in the hips, in the head, neck, and spine. And then if you want, exhale to a bird dog flow. Left knee, right elbow coming in for close twist. Inhale, extend. Exhale, breathing in for 3. Last one, we're gonna hold it up, lengthen, flip the right palm to the ground. As you breathe out, release the hand and the knees. Exhale to downward facing dog. Tuck the toes, elevate the hips. Keeping a bend at your knees, whether it's a little or a whole bunch, wherever we go in our practice today, heels can be lifted. They never have to touch the ground in your down dog. Maybe looking back towards the toes, alignment of the head, neck, and spine. Spread your fingers wide. Connect your knuckles that attach fingers to palms to the ground. Now, can you allow your shoulder blades to elevate towards your ears? At the same time, can you soften your shoulders away from your ears down your back? Externally rotating the shoulders so armpits drawing in. Belly button elevates to spine. One more cycle of breath in down dog. Release to all fours. Either walk your hands forward or walk your knees back, or some combination of the two. To find your plank with knees down, knees can come down in plank anytime. I at least like to do it the first time so I can concentrate on shrugging my shoulders gently down my back towards each other, aligning head, neck, and spine, elevating the belly button, and exhale, sliding down between the elbows, brushing ribcage to elbows, releasing to your belly. Squeeze your legs together, then root the tops of your feet down till you feel activation at the fronts of the thighs and your quadriceps. Shoulders down your back towards each other. 1 to 2 pounds of weight in your hands. Then inhale, lift your heart, low cobra. Exhale, release. Do that again if it felt good. Inhale. Heart lift, heart opener, exhale down for 3. Strengthen the back of the body without squeezing the glutes. 1 more. And release to belly down. Let's exhale, press up, and to your very first child's pose. Maybe knees open, hips shift back towards the heels. They don't have to touch. The hips and the heels can be far apart. And tune into what feels beneficial in your body. 1 more cycle of breath. Come back here anytime. As we inhale, we'll find all fours. Exhaling to downward facing dog. And take a moment to do any of your favorite things in your down dog. Maybe walking out the heels or shifting heels right and left. Find some stillness. Inhale to the balls of your feet. Exhale, bend your knees. Crawl your feet forward towards your hands into a forward fold. Keep the knees bent. Root through the heels. Toes are spread gently wide and placed down. As you inhale, lift halfway. Lengthen through the crown of your head and out of your tailbone. A long spine. Hands can be on a prop or somewhere on the legs. Exhale, folding forward. Releasing the crown of your head. Inhale, bend your knees, root through your heels, load your glutes like you're doing a squat. Open the heart. As you breathe in, stand all the way up. Reach to the sky if you'd like and lift the heart. Low back is stable. Most of the arching back, all of the arching back from the mid and upper spine, where most of your spinal mobility comes from. Think of opening the hip flexors and the heart. Inhale, slowly restack your spine if you went anywhere. Exhale your hands in to your heart center and connect with your breath, possibly the internal sound of Om. Sun salutation A, standing at the top of your mat. Inhale, reach up if you like that. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, hands down. Step back or make your way lightly to plank, knees up or down. Exhale, lowering halfway or to your belly. Inhale, a low or a high cobra. Bend the elbows, open the heart, lengthen the neck. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to the balls of your feet. Exhale, bend your knees. Make your way to forward fold lightly. Inhale, come up halfway and get long through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees. Squat to the top of your mountain and lift your heart if you'd like. Inhale, restack your spine if you went anywhere. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time. Inhale, reach up, mountain. Exhale, swan dive to forward fold. Inhale, halfway, get long. Exhale, make your way lightly back to plank. Insert a flow or skip it halfway or to your belly. Inhale, a low, high cobra, or press through the tops of your feet. Float your knees up, dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing here, one more full deep cycle of breath. Inhale to the balls of your feet. Exhale, bend your knees. Walk your feet forward and fold. Inhale to come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees. Squat to the top of your mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, heart lift. Next, inhale, restack the spine. Exhale, hands to heart. Bend your knees. Sit into your chair pose by lowering the hips. Weight is back into the heels. The toes are spread gently wide. Keep the toes down. Neutral low back curve, which we'll check throughout the practice. Really sinking into your glutes, belly button to spine. Deep abdominals are engaged and the heart feels open. One more cycle of breath in chair pose, maintaining your form, feeling your breath. Inhale, stand tall, lift the heart if you want, breathe out. Inhale, restack your spine, exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up, exhale, swan dive to forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale to plank, add a flow or skip it. Inhale, a heart opener you enjoy. Low cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Walk your big toes to touch. Allow space between your heels. If you'd like, inhale your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend from your right knee. Look past your hands, draw your right knee forward, release your left knee down, and continue to step the right foot between your hands, front knee over ankle. Tuck your back toes, float your back knee. Back heel lifted in line with ankle. Energy through the left leg. Keep the left knee soft. Inhale, come up, high lunge. Opening the front of the body at the hip flexors, at the heart. Exhale, hands down. Try out your plank. Maybe you release your right knee and your right hand down, stacking the joints. Inhale, opening towards your left into a side plank variation that has the right knee down. If you crave it, float the top leg, which is the left leg. I'm flexing my left foot. Do what feels best. Stack the hips, left over right. One more cycle of breath here. Slowly release, and we'll switch sides. Left knee down, left hand down. Opening towards your right as you breathe in. Keep lifting out of your lower side oblique, out of your left armpit and the left palm. Really energize the right leg for 2 more breaths. And releasing, come through plank. You can add a flow, you can add a child's pose, or you can exhale to downward facing dog. From down dog, start to crawl your big toes to touch. Space between the heels. When you're ready, inhale, left leg to the sky if you like three-legged dog. Exhale, and guiding your left foot between your hands to inhale, high lunge. Set the feet, level the hips, left hip back, right hip forward, then come up. Build from the ground up as we rise. The transitions are just as important, if not more important, than the destination. Exhale, hands come down. Find your plank, maybe a side plank. with the right knee down, left leg back, or left leg lifted. Release, come back through center. Left knee down, left hand down. Come back to center. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to the balls of your feet. Exhale, bend your knees, make your way forward and fold. Inhale, come up halfway, get long through the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees, climb your mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. Diesel, Diesel, hey, come over here. Sorry, the neighbor dogs are barking at him. Diesel, sit. You sit. You sit. Okay, we're at mountain pose. Interesting place to sit, Dees. And we had our hands to our heart. We're going to take a deep breath in and exhale to chair pose. Sit low. Check the neutral low back curve. For 3 breaths. If you want, hug your hands behind your low back with a strap, a finger or two. Interlace the fingers. Deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold, hands at your low back. Neck is long, heart feels open, crown of the head releases towards the ground. If you want, draw your hands slowly to the sky. One more cycle of breath here. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Step back to plank. Follow an exhalation if you want to add a flow halfway or to your belly. Inhaling a heart opener that you like. Exhale to down dog. Crawl your big toes to touch. Inhale, right leg extends to the sky. Exhale, guide your right foot between your hands. Inhaling to warrior one this time. So send your back heel in and release it down, rooting through the heels, the edges of the feet, and the toes down light. Front knee over ankle. Inhale to rise. All right, this is the part where we're going to use some weights. So you can slowly leave warrior one to find your hand weights if you're adding them in. Come back to warrior one now. So we have the right leg in front, the left leg back behind us. I'm holding a weight in either hand. I'm going to squeeze my weights in my hand. So don't let the hands relax. Find that place between effort and ease where you're really squeezing the weights. Neutral low back curve. You may end up shortening your warrior one stance here with the weights. Front knee stays over ankle. Stay here. Or exhale, hinge at your waist, come on a diagonal down, reaching your weights towards the ground. Drawing right hip back and left forward. Spine is long, energy through the crown of the head. We'll draw our shoulders down our back and towards each other. As we exhale, bend from your elbows. Send your elbows up to the sky as you draw weights in. For weighted rows, inhale, release the weights towards the ground. Stay engaged, shoulders coming down the back towards each other. Exhale and row. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, row. For 5, a total of 8. Last one. And releasing the weights towards the ground, still in your hands. Inhale and tall spine. From here, we're going to see if it feels okay to lengthen our right leg long. Keep a generous bend at the right knee. Inhaling and possibly drawing your weights up to around heart height or to the sky. Slow and controlled. Exhale, descend. Bend from your right knee over your ankle, possibly bringing the weights to heart height or down beside your hips. Inhale and bring the weights up. Control with your core and the muscles surrounding your shoulder blades. Exhale, warrior one lunge with the weights coming down. Inhale, lengthen with the weights coming up. Follow your breath. For 5, a total of 8. Slow and controlled. Last one. Warrior one, release the weights beside your hips. We're gonna exhale, keep the weights open to warrior two. So front knee stays over ankle, right toes towards the front of your mat, left toes are to the side of your mat. From here, we're going to exhale, gently close your twist off towards the right. So we're diagonal towards the left corner of our mat with our torso. From here, we're going to see if it feels okay to exhale, hinge forward on a diagonal so that if you went all the way down, then the right side of your torso would be inside of the right thigh. Keep drawing right hip back, left forward. Keep that slight bend at the left knee. Weighted flies. We're going to bring our weights together, bend from the elbows. As we exhale, we're going to fly our elbows back in a controlled way and towards each other. Inhale, weights meet. Exhale and fly your wings back behind you. Inhale, exhale. Controlled movement for 5. One more. Weights meet. Inhale, tall spine. Come back to a traditional warrior two so the torso is open towards the side of your mat. From here, we're going to try one that's really tricky. You can either stay in warrior two, you can go to 5-pointed star with the toes facing the side of the mat, feet are parallel, or you could also step the feet together and be in mountain. For me, I think I'm going to do a wide side stance with the feet parallel. I'm going to bring the palms of my hands facing forward to the side of my mat. From here, I'll control this motion with my core and the muscles surrounding my shoulder blades all along my back as well. Long lat muscles getting involved as the weights come up overhead. I'm exhaling and I'm inhaling, controlling the descent of the weights down near my hips. Keep the elbows soft, keep squeezing your weights. Exhale up. Inhale down for 5. One more. Maybe an open mouth exhale. Woo, I can barely lift the weights after that. Now we'll all meet up at the high side stance, which I'm demoing now. So feet are parallel and toes to the side of the mat. Go ahead and release your weights down. Rooting through the heels, the toes are spread lightly and placed down. We're going to exhale, bend from our right knee more than our left knee into a lateral lunge. Inhale, lengthen the legs. Exhale, lateral lunge towards your left. You might know this as a high Skandasana. As a flow, follow your breathing. 4 more for a total of 8. Load the glutes. Also a dynamic hip opener. I think that was 8. Maybe you have one more each side. Come back to center. We'll add a plie squat here by turning one heel in at a time and turning our toes outward. Sink into the heels, toes down light. Check your neutral low back curve and load the glutes. Do whatever brings you energy with the hands, with the arms. Maybe you want to float your right heel coming onto the ball of your right foot. Exhale, press the right heel down. Inhale, float the left heel coming onto the ball of your left foot. And exhale, release the heels. Inhale, lengthen the legs. Exhale to squat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squat. One more. And exhale, hold your squat. Come onto the ball of the right foot. Lift the heel. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, 2. And 1. Hold your squat, breathing in. Exhale, release the right heel, come onto the left. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale for 3, 2. Last one. Hover in your squat. On a breath out, release the left heel. Inhale, lengthen the legs. Bring your toes towards the side of your mat. Soft bend at the knees. We'll inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands down on some props to the earth. Maybe reaching hands down between the legs. Resetting your breath. If you feel like your heart rate is really high or you feel dizzy or anything weird like that, slowly come out of this by standing back up or sitting down. One more cycle of breath. And bringing your hands forward for support. We're going to keep a bend at our knees. Send your weights towards the front of your mat. Exhale, pivot on your feet and crawl your hands towards the right. And finding your lunge legs here. Front knee over the ankle. You can release your back knee down at any time. We'll root the left hand to any kind of prop or the earth. Gently draw right hip back, left forward. Then exhale, twist towards your right. Get long through the spine, through the crown of the head. Do what is feeling the best with the right arm, maybe reaching out, up, or I like to half bind right arm behind my low back. You can always gently rock forward and rock back here if that feels nice. One more cycle of breath. As you inhale, unwinding your twist. Setting your left hand down, opening towards your right for a side plank, which might include having the left knee down. Maybe the legs are tucked up. You can stagger the feet. I'm going to turn around. You can stack your feet if that feels good. I'm going to add my weight with my feet staggered for more balance. Reaching the weight up, hold it tight. One more cycle of breath. And release. We'll switch sides. So side plank, which has the right hand down. Add the legs. If you want to add weight to this, I would keep the feet staggered with the, left foot in front of the right. About 3 cycles of breath once you add the weight. Remember to stack your hips. I remind you guys whenever I forget. Find your plank, add a flow, or skip it. Exhale halfway or to the belly. Inhale, heart opener you like. Exhale, I'm laughing because that was really hard. Sit back to your child's pose and reset your breath. Diesel, stop looking over there. Okay, come over here. Okay, you could be right there as long as you're not over that way. So we're going to find our downward facing dog when you feel ready. And we're going to do it all on the other side. Crawl the big toes to touch. Inhale, left leg maybe goes to the sky. Exhale, left foot between your hands. Inhale to warrior one. Back heel comes in, release it down. Remember, you will need your weights, so you could have them now, or you could come up to warrior one first. See how you feel on this side. Gently drawing the left hip back and the right forward. Then find your weights and add them to the pose. Left legs in front, right legs behind. You may shorten your warrior one since we have weights. Sometimes that feels like there's more stability in the lower body. Less stretchy is what we want. More stability. Front knee stays over the ankle though. Start with a tall spine. Then exhale, hinge on a diagonal down. Chest stays open, shoulders down your back towards each other. We're going to exhale. Bend from our elbows and send our elbows to the sky. Inhale, lengthen the arms down. Exhale, bring them in for rows. Exhale for 5 more, total of 8. Open mouth exhales are nice when you add weights. Last one. Keep the weights. Inhale, warrior one. We're going to do that real tricky thing, which gets you really into your core, down the back, into the long lat muscles in your back that run parallel to the spine. So for this, inhale, lengthen the left leg. Keep the left knee soft. You can start with hands by the hips. Maybe you bring the hands up to around heart height or overhead. As you exhale, rebend from the left knee so it's over the ankle. Bring the weights either down to heart height or release them by your hips. Inhale, lengthen. Bring the weights up to wherever you like to go. And exhale, warrior one lunge. Bring the weights down to wherever you want to go. We have 5 more if we can. Don't beat yourself up if you cannot. If you need to take a break and rejoin or skip a few, these are super hard. I think we have 1 more. Let's just go with just 1 more. Release the weights down to your hips. We're going to open up to warrior 2. I'll flip around so that you can see me. So we're keeping the left leg in front and the right leg is behind us. Keep rooting through the edges of your feet. We're going to exhale a gentle, pretty open, closed twist, drawing the torso diagonally towards the left leg so that if you were to fold down, then the left side of your torso will be tucked into the inner left thigh, but we're not going all the way down. We're just going to go on a diagonal, not even halfway. Then the elbows, bring the weights in, long through the spine. Load those glutes so weight is in your heels. As we exhale, we're going to fly our arms up, elbows towards each other. As we inhale, we bring the weights down. Exhale, slow and controlled weighted flies. And just move with your breath. About 5 more for a total of 8. Exhale, fly. Inhale, join the weights. This is our last one. Join the weights. Inhale, long spine, crown of the head to the sky. Come back to your traditional warrior 2. You can stay with the legs here. Palms open towards the side of your mat. And bringing weights up. Or we had some different variations of legs as well. 5-pointed star or high side stance with the feet parallel, toes to the side of the mat. Or even mountain pose is a great place to be. I chose high side stance, so that's what I'm going to do for a total of 8. Control the weights as much as possible. Weights might touch at the top, maybe not. For 4, exhale gives you power. Bring the weights up as you breathe out. Last one. And releasing the weights. We're all going to meet up at our high side stance. So feet are parallel. Toes to the side of the mat. From here, let's go into our plie squat. You might bring this into a frog squat by heel toeing the feet a little closer. The heels are still in, the toes are out. The heels are about a little wider than the shoulders. It's a big hip opener. Also really loads the glutes. Gonna hover in our plie or our frog squat, and I'll show from the side. We're gonna do little hip dips. Lengthen the legs, keep the knees at a generous bend. And then exhale, sink. Really root through your heels. Keep the toes down. You're going to begin to really feel the hamstrings, especially the upper parts of your hamstrings right under the glutes, as well as the glutes. And we're trying for about 8. You can do less or more depending on what your body is asking you for. 2 more. Last one. Hover in your plie, your frog squat, or take it down to Malasana. For Malasana yogi squat, heels are in a bit more, so maybe about shoulder width, toes turned out. If none of that's comfortable and you're really wanting a break from the legs, then sit on your bottom. Very beneficial pose. Butterfly, sometimes called bound angle. With the knees bent and draped outward, soles of the feet touching. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, forward fold if you're sitting on your bottom. Good boy, Diesel. He is now laying in the shade. I'm so proud of him. 3 more cycles of breath. When you're ready, when the heart rate feels like it's come down, we'll exhale, heel toe the feet out wide. So feet are parallel, toes to the side of the mat for your high side stance or your wide leg forward fold. Again, if you feel weird at all, or especially if you feel dizzy or unwell with the head below the hips, then you can always come to standing or come to seated. Bring the head back above the hips slowly if you do that. And keeping the knees slightly bent. Add your hands wherever they like to go. They might rest at your ankles or crawl through the legs. 3 more breaths. Hands down, bend the knees. We're going to exhale, pivot on our feet, crawling our hands towards the left for our runner's lunge, front knees over the ankle. Bringing the right hand down to something, maybe the ground. As you exhale, twisting towards your left, maintaining front knee over the ankle, and bringing the left arm wherever you'd like. Get long through the spine. If you like to rock forward and back, do that slowly. And coming back to find center. Reaching the hands down. Let's see if we can hold our plank for a few moments. If you want an extra challenge, try to tap opposite hand, opposite shoulder without opening the hips. So this would be opening the hips. I don't want that. I want the hips to stay aligned with each other a lot more in the core. For 8, so a total of 16. Yeah, I don't know how many that was. Add a flow if you want. Maybe coming down to the belly. Inhale, a heart opener that you like. Exhale, release to your belly. Find a child's pose, or if the heart rate is feeling really high, then I would sit on your bottom somehow, maybe on a prop between the ankles, and sit your hips on that prop. Or just whatever, maybe crisscross applesauce. Slow down your breath. 3 more cycles. We're going to eventually find our way to standing. We'll be using our weights again. If you want to try something weird, find your way to your bottom. Bend your knees, ground the feet. See if you can, helping with your hands, come onto the feet so that knees are bent. Knees are aligned with my hips. Ankles are aligned with the knees, but also ankles are back from the knees. I'm going to take my chair all the way up. So I'm in a real low chair, neutral low back curve. I'm inhaling. I'm standing all the way up. Open your heart. Breathe out. Inhale, restack your spine. Exhaling, hands to heart. Okay, so we're going to add a balance here. Come to the top of your mat. Bring your weights with you. We'll start with both feet on the ground, strengthening the hamstrings. And this is also sometimes in a boot camp class called a deadlift, but I'm doing it with some hand weights today. So from here, we're going to think about a tall, stacked spine. We're going to think about constantly drawing belly button to spine, so deep abdominals. We'll keep a slight bend at our knees, a flat back, so we're going to halfway lift, long spine. Root through the heels, the toes are down light. Get really long through the spine, energy through the crown of the head. Now really root through the heels. Use your hamstrings, especially right under the glutes, and the glutes to come up. Do that 2 more times just to get the feel. So inhale, we're coming down. Exhale, we're coming up. try that one more time with the inhale down, reaching weights towards the ground, and then exhale, back up. Remember, anytime we're holding the weights, we're squeezing them in our hands to activate all the right muscles in the upper body. And we're drawing shoulders down our back towards each other. So from here, we're going to add this as a balance on one leg. So right foot is our root. Keep that right knee slightly bent. We'll send our left leg back into a high lunge. It could be a short one. We're inhale, come down. If you want, float the left leg like you're doing a warrior 3. As we exhale, we'll come up, try to keep the hips in line and feeling level with each other. And the left foot hasn't quite touched the ground. It's kind of hovering. So we'll inhale down like we're doing a warrior 3, but we've got some weights. Exhale up, slow and controlled. Keep the chest open, shoulders drawing down the back towards each other. Belly button is elevated towards the spine. Remember, we're using the right hamstrings. We're using the right glute. For 4. I think we have 2 more. Oh, it's getting tipsy. Do 1 more. And done with that side. We're going to switch sides. So now standing on the left foot, step your right leg back into a high lunge. Level the hips. Feel your breath. Move with the breath. Inhale, reaching the weights down, flying the right leg. Feel that the hips are level. Exhale, driving through the left heel to stand tall. Hover the right foot. Inhale, warrior 3 deadlift. Exhale. Long spine. I think we have 4 more. We're trying to do about 8 of these. Keep checking your form in a way that's free from judgment, expectation, or comparison. For 2. 1 more if you can. Move super slow through this one. And release it down. How about a tree pose with no weights? So rooting the right foot. Bring our left foot ankle, calf, or inner thigh. Practicing our tree pose. Feel your breath. Feel the hips align. Look at something unmoving. Add some arms. If the arms are tired, cactus. Hands to heart, hands to hips. 2 more cycles of breath. Release. Switch sides. Left foot roots. Right foot ankle, calf, inner thigh. Tree. Once you get settled, about 5 breaths. Let your tree sway in the wind. It's okay. When you're ready, release it. Finding mountain. Big breath in. Lift the heart if you want. Exhale. Inhale, restack the spine. Exhale, hands to heart. Internalizing the sound of Om. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, swan dive forward and fold. We're going to start our cool down now. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, hands down, step your left leg back, release your back knee down. We'll start to heel toe the right foot out towards the right side until there's enough space to set our right hand to the instep of the right foot. Hips are releasing downward. We're drawing our right hip back, our left forward, our high lizard. Some people like to come to the outer edge of the right foot here. Some people like to bend the elbows and hover. Others might have hands on a prop or releasing the left forearm, maybe the right forearm down as well. This is a really tight pose for me in the hips. I know I don't feel the same every day, and my lizard pose looks different every single day. If you want, you can experiment with tucking the back toes, floating the back knee. You may have to come higher on the hands if you do that. Two more cycles of breath. Release the back knee, press through the hands, rejoin the sole of the right foot to the ground, heel toe, walk the right foot back in so that you're in a runner's lunge. So tuck the back toes, float the back knee, exhale, step forward, take a fold, maybe hugging opposite hands, opposite elbows. You can gently rock forward and back, side to side, maybe add a little rotation, super slowly though. Moving with the breath. Come back to center. This time we're going to step our right foot back, release our right knee down. For lizard, make some space for the left hand to come inside of the left foot, maybe coming onto the outer edge of the left foot, possibly coming down on your right forearm or both forearms, possibly tucking the back toes, floating the back knee up. Once you get settled, it's about 5 breaths. When you feel even, release, reverse your motion slowly to leave the pose. Come back to runner's lunge. Inhale, tuck the back toes, float the back knee. Exhale, step forward into your fold, keeping the knees bent, and walk the feet out slightly wider. Make some space for your belly to release between the thighs, possibly gorilla pose. So I'm sending the sole of my right foot over the palm of my right hand, and then taking the left as well. So palms of the hands are under, soles of the feet. My toes are in my wrists, and I'm giving myself a gentle wrist massage. Keep drawing shoulders down your back, releasing the crown of your head. You might feel a stretch at the upper back here as well. Keep a bend at your joints like elbows and knees for 2 breath cycles. When you're ready, undo the hands. Keep the knees bent. Maybe one more inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands coming down. Lower all the way to your belly slowly. Alligator pose, stacking the hands, resting the forehead down in stacked hands. Feel free to stay right here. Maybe you practice an inhale. Coming to Sphinx pose on your forearms, elbows under shoulders. Drawing your hands towards your body. Possibly inhale, press through the palms and float the elbows. Stay in either of these variations. Or if you have a bow pose in your practice, then you can try that from your belly, hugging hands to the outside of ankles or feet. You can stay just like this if you'd like. Keep the knees tucked into alignment with your hip joints, ankles in line with knees. If you want, send the ankles into the hands. Inhaling, opening the heart and stretching out the fronts of the shoulders. When you're ready, release all the way back to your belly. Recover your breath. Shift your hips to the right. Come to your center and shift your hips to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to child's pose. From child's pose, if you want, slide your right arm under your heart, right palm to the sky for thread the needle. Forehead maybe comes down to a prop or to the ground. If it feels nice, you can tilt the right side of your face downward. One more cycle of breath on this side. Unwind. Slide your left arm under your heart. Right arm reaches forward, threading your needle, forehead down on something or the left side of your face. And fully unwinding, find your child's pose. Find a seat. However you get there is fine. Going into boat pose now. So feet coming down, hands down behind you for support. Maybe make some fists with your hands, or you can experiment with floating one arm forward, maybe both if that feels nice. Fist distance between chin and chest. Soften at your jaw. Keep the shoulders down your back and the heart lifted. Try one leg up, try both legs up. See what you like. If you want, you can touch your toes together, hug the legs or the outer edges of the feet, maybe the big toes. Try a butterfly or a bound angle in your boat. Maybe a half open happy baby, flexing the sole of your right foot forward as the right leg comes out towards your right in an open hip position. Rejoining feet together. Keep lifting your heart up and you'll find more balance. Try half happy baby on the feet open in front of you. Bend the knees. Draw the feet and the legs gently back towards your hips. Lift the heart. Lengthen the legs if you want. Keep the knees bent. You might rock back. You might fall out of it. Rock back on your shoulders. Keep it out of the head and neck if you want. If you do fall, keep the heart lifted. Lift, 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 lift. Bring the legs together. See how that goes for you. Keep lifting the heart. When you're ready, release the feet. Slowly roll down onto your back. If you feel any strain in your back or your core, modify by coming to the side of your body and then reclining. Full body stretch. Lengthen the legs. Reach up with the arms. Maybe bridge pose if that feels okay in your body. It's really great for your low back as long as it doesn't hurt. I always feel that it actually my body towards each other, grounding the feet, rooting the palms and the arms. As I inhale, I'm rolling up one vertebrae of my spine at a time, beginning with the sacrum. Hips come high into a bridge. I'm pressing through my heels, through my toes, loading the glutes without clenching the glutes, opening up at the fronts of the hips. Two more cycles of breath. Inhale and tuck the shoulders. Slowly roll down one vertebrae of your spine at a time as you exhale. The hips are returning down last. Let your spine mellow. Don't go anywhere. Just breathe. Bring the arms out beside the shoulders, palms open. Exhale, slow, controlled descent of your legs over towards your left as you gaze to the right. Gentle mid-abdominal twist from the rib cage up. Inhale, windshield wipers, knees come up. Then exhale, legs go to the right as you look left. Do that once or twice more. Be even on both sides. Come to center. Exhale, hug under your thighs or over your shins. Give yourself a little rock side to side. We're going to try something kind of fun and modify here by having feet down, bend the knees. Exhale, hands hug behind the head. Don't pull, just support the head, and you do little crunches as you exhale. Peel the shoulders off the mat. As you inhale, release them down. You can also do this with legs long. I'm probably going to keep my feet flexed because that feels best in my hamstrings. Keep the knees slightly bent wherever we go. Neutral low back curve. Exhale, peel the shoulders off of the mat. Inhale, release them down. Now, if you think you can, I'm going to have to use my arms just for a little momentum to get up. I'm going to reach my arms overhead. Inhale. And as I exhale, I'm going to tuck chin towards chest. See if I can slowly come up into a tall spine, kind of walk your muscle out from under you. And then I might continue to reach forward for my legs or my feet. Inhale, come down, add the arms overhead when you can. Make sure this feels really good in your body. If it doesn't feel good in the low back or the core, then please change it up. Take a different variation. Exhale, come up. Take a slow, controlled reach. It's not about how far you forward bend. It's just about doing something that feels really good in your body. 4 more, maybe we do about 8. That's just kind of not even a goal. It's just sort of a number so that we can find some way to sync up. If you want to do more or less, that's fine. For 3. Last one. We're going to meet laying down on our backs. Continue to do whatever you feel best doing. If you want, take your legs out slightly wider, not too wide, but like a narrow V with the legs. Keep the knees bent. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, roll up, chin to chest. Use your core. Now, as we come to a tall spine, I'm going to slide forward, twisting towards my left. My left arm is probably going to reach behind me, and I'm going to draw my right arm diagonally across the midline of my body, just anywhere to the left, maybe to the inside of the left leg, maybe the outside of the little left toe or whatever. Then I'm coming back to alignment at center as I inhale and slowly rolling down. Exhale, come up. We'll go to the right this time. Gently twist towards your right. Reach across the body with the left arm. Inhale, alignment at center and roll down. Exhale, up. Twist to the left. Inhale, align, and come down. Oh, I kind of flopped down that time. So when you lose form, that's a sign that we're going to be all done. So I'm all done with this one because my form is slipping. Come back onto your back. Reconnect with your breath. When you feel ready, we're going to roll to one side of our body. Let's roll to our left. So legs to the left. Inhale, look up. Exhale, gently twist towards your right, reclining your twist. 2 more cycles of breath. Inhale, unwind. Come to lay on our right side now. Exhale and twist towards the left for about 3 cycles. Slowly unwind and come onto your back. From our back, I'm going to bend my knees and ground my feet. I'll come onto my forearms, lifting my heart. My elbows stay under the shoulders. Look forward, look up. Fish pose, it's very intense to look back behind you. You can if it feels okay. I'm going to lengthen my legs, and I'm pointing my toes, sending my heels to the mat. A slight bend at my knees. Breathe in your fish pose. Two more cycles of breath if you're still in fish. To get out of it, tuck your chin to your chest, then slowly roll onto your back. As you come onto your back, bend your knees, ground your feet. And hug the legs in towards the body. Rock side to side. Maybe take that butterfly to happy baby. So toes together, then feet flex to the sky. Hands can be wherever. They don't have to be on the outer edges of the feet or on the big toes. If you feel really open in your happy baby, you can rock from side to side. And 2 more cycles of breath. And slowly rejoining the toes, grounding the feet. I'm going to bend from my right knee, flex my right foot, and rest my right foot somewhere on the left thigh for pigeon. On my back with a twist, I'm slowly sending my legs over towards my left. Right arm drapes over the heart, or exhale, rotation towards your left. Legs are to the left, and the twist, the rotation is towards the right. And this will be our final stretch. Feel free to add anything else. And when you feel ready, slowly leave the pose with your legs. Return to center, feet down. Flex the left foot, draw the left ankle somewhere on the right thigh. Then guiding the legs over towards your right, exhale, twist to the left. Once you get settled, it's about 5 breaths in the pose. Unwind the legs. Return to center. Do anything else that your body is asking you to do. I'm going to find Savasana on my belly since I am outside and I feel like I got a whole bunch of sun on the front of my body. I'm just flipping it over. You can also just follow your energy wherever that feels best to go. Release any kind of breath control. Maybe internalizing the sound of Om for a few rounds of your breath. And then releasing the mantra. Releasing. And start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. When you feel ready, finding a transitional pose like laying on one side of your body. And from there, gathering the energy to find any kind of seat so that we can seal our practice together. Thank you for joining me today for this fun yoga style boot camp class. It's one of my favorite fusions. So I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did. We'll draw our hands together, maybe at our heart or our forehead. The light in me honors the light in each of you. As we bow to one another, we acknowledge that at our core we're made up of the same energy. We are all exactly the same. Exhale. Linda, namaste. Thank you so much. If you are enjoying the videos, please consider subscribing to join our community here on this channel. It helps support the channel. It's free to subscribe. And it would just be so awesome if you did. Also, I'm always taking requests. So if you have a favorite style of video or a favorite yoga or anything like that, then please just leave me a comment below what you'd like to see more of or what you have been enjoying lots of. Thank you again. Bye-bye.